Hey, John.
How
How
are you?
you doing today?
Oh, I'm good on this Friday the 13th.
Ooh, spooky.
How do you like my background?
I love it.
Yep.
Bark at the moon.
Aroo!
Well, it's fitting with our Monsters Media Company theme, so
Oh, yeah. Halloween's going to be fun.
it'll be fun this year. We'll have to put
Yeah.
some cool merch up, some
Yes.
hoodies and some cool
Coffee cups.
Monsters t-shirts.
Yep. Coffee cups, pins, and hoodies.
Yep.
How's the street? Is it hanging? Is it cold?
Wouldn't know. I haven't been outside today.
Is it windy? You're on the street.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little chilly, but I run hot,
You're
so
supposed to say it's a tidbit nipply.
it's a little nipply today.
That's funny. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about counterfeit documents for our unauthorized immigrants.
Okay. Well, let's get up one of these articles so we can look at it.
Hey, while John's pulling up the articles, everyone, if you wouldn't mind giving us a like, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and of course, hit that bell so that you are notified of all of our new content when it's loaded. And if you like our discussion today, please share with your friends, family, and please leave a comment if you have any questions.
And if you start watching, make sure you comment so we can talk to you and ask a question for us.
Yeah, this is a live stream, so we'd love to pull you up on a panel or individually and include you in our conversation. Let us know if you want to join.
Cool. Well, the first one.
You know what, John? Before we get started, can you drop a link into the chat in case somebody wants to join? Is that possible?
Yeah, I can do that.
That way it's there.
Let me do it right there. Got it.
Awesome.
Well, we're starting off in Houston, one of the major cities, I guess, for illegal immigrants and fake document creations, according to Christine's research today.
Yeah, it's just to kind of kick this off while you're pulling up the articles. We learned about, John and I learned about this topic when we were interviewing. If you remember back a couple live streams ago, we interviewed a young lady who helped her father come over the border unauthorized. And in talking with her off camera, she had mentioned that, you can literally, to get counterfeit documents is as easy as going to the flea markets here in Houston. Well, in doing some research, this seems to be a national problem. And it's not just the flea markets. People are making documents out of their homes. I even found, an article where a pastor was selling documents out of their fake documents. So it's a pervasive problem, impacting more frequently than not those states with the highest unauthorized or undocumented immigrants. And there's probably a dozen that have, that fight with this issue quite a bit. So that's what we want to talk about today.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about, so flea markets are, where you go buy random stuff or whatever. I didn't have any idea that you could just get fake documents out of them.
Oh yeah.
Just like
literally they flag you down if you look like a likely, customer.
Yeah.
They flag you down, and I mean they're not shy about it.
Driver's license, social security cards.
So what I've learned is they're usually sold in threes. So like a resident card. I mean, you can get whatever you want, but usually they sell them in threes, and it's for as little as $150 up to, if you want something really authentic looking, $350.
Right. the better quality is obviously going to cost.
Yeah. So, green cards, driver's license, social security cards, W-2s, um, utility bills. You can get fake utility bills.
Oh yeah. So if you would need to open like a bank account or
A bank account,
any
or
other account, really.
if you're applying for a lease on a home or an apartment, you
Right.
can get a W-2, you can get fake pay stubs and utility bills.
According to this article, it says they could put HPD on this full time, and they couldn't even make a dent in it, and trying to stop it.
Right.
So
I mean, well, think
it's pretty
about
bad.
it. So we know across the country, especially in major metropolitans, that crime is going up, and the local police departments are definitely already spread thin.
Mhm.
So to get like the Houston Police Department to react or respond to somebody's complaint about counterfeit documents, it's going to be rough. I think from a jurisdiction perspective, I know that ICE has dedicated resources for that, but to your point, it's just not enough with the millions of people
Right.
coming over the border.
You can't hire people fast enough to deal with it.
Right. Well, and so let's talk about what's driving that. Obviously, if somebody comes over and they didn't go through the process, they want to get a job or get housing or whatever, they're going to need some documentation. Now, depending on where you live, it's some employers aren't asking for, I-9 information, proof of residency or proof of citizenship, and some are. I think it just depends on, the market that you're in. But what's driving the purchasing of these documents is people's fear of being caught when they go look for a job.
Mm. Well, what do you mean when they're caught when they look for a job? Like they're asking for, people would ask.
So employers, when you hire somebody, there's something called an I-9. It's a federal form. You have to provide 3 forms of identification. So, and they give you options, but like a passport, a driver's license, it has to be some sort of picture ID that's either state issued or issued by the federal government.
Oh, okay.
Military ID, passport and driver's license, and a state ID are, I think, the 4 things that you can present. And then there's other items that they need as well. I don't think you can present a social security card. Isn't the only thing that you can provide, but your employer is supposed to, as part of that process, supposed to take a photocopy of the documents that you present, and then they have a form that they have to fill out, and you have to put the document IDs on it.
Right.
And that has to get filed, because if they get audited, they have to provide an I-9 form for each employee.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of that. I remember having to do that back when I was an employee, an employee.
So,
Yeah, a good green card says it costs $500, but even shabby ones can be 15 to 100.
mm-hmm.
So I guess it depends on what you need it for.
One of the other things that you and I talked about was, I think we were probably both shocked about it, was the fact that you can buy a W-2 to file a tax return and get money back.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
one of our sources explained that in her family, she's got in-laws, sister-in-law specifically, that gets a free, pays for a counterfeit W-2. She doesn't work, but she files a tax return and gets $10,000 back on a tax return. Doesn't have a job, isn't paying into the federal income tax
Right.
fund or Social Security or anything like that. So,
That's
but
aggravating.
yet she's getting a $10,000 tax return every year.
Right. That's ridiculous.
So you got to wonder, if you can do that, how many people out there are also applying for Social Security benefits
Oh
and
yeah.
Medicare benefits?
Yeah, with their fake IDs or fake documents.
Right. I mean, we already
Um,
have a system that's taxed in terms of, it's stressed, is what I'm trying to say. Our
right.
systems are already stressed to support the people that pay into it.
Hmm.
And then to have, potentially people that don't pay into it being able to get money out of it, I think is a concern for a lot of people.
Yeah, taking money where there's not supposed to be money given out. So it's going to be a problem, or it already is a problem, but it's going to be a bigger problem because it keeps happening.
Well, and the other issue in reading, some of the articles on the bigger picture, the national problem, people are also very concerned that the undocumented immigrants can also vote in local, state, and federal elections. So how is that impacting your state elections? How is that impacting the federal elections? If somebody can walk up with a fake ID, they're not validated. They're not
Right.
validating when you register to vote. They're not validating your information.
Right. Your information just has to line up, be
Mhm.
accurate, but yeah, doesn't have to be checked. Back in 2003, it said 24 DPS employees at the office, for like driver's license, were trying to sell fake driver's license to people, and they got caught. So
Oh yeah, it's definitely a side hustle. You
I
probably
can't.
don't have to try real hard to find customers.
I just can't. Like, those are some brave people. You're right there in your in your job and doing that. So yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you get how many, I mean, what did they say? Something like 16,000 people are coming across almost on a daily basis just here in Houston,
Right.
right?
Just one of the
So,
borders, not
I
including
mean,
California, Arizona,
that's
Florida.
just that's just at the yeah. So think about it. I mean, how hard is it to stand out there and solicit for
Yeah, show up at this address
customers?
on Monday and get a good deal. So
Let me get my calculator out here. Even if you got 1%, it's times $350. Oops, hang on just a second. My calculator is not serving me. Hold on.
getting another article put up because that one was laid out differently.
That's $56,000 if you just captured 1%.
Wow.
And you know how word spreads. So if
Oh
you've
yeah.
got the goods, all you have to do is let a couple people know, and
Right.
that's better than social media.
The family, the cousins, everybody will be coming. So
Yep. It's the hookup. There are people that are set up in their apartments that have, their printers and their little machines to make, the laminated photo IDs.
yeah. I
They're
wonder if
all
those people
set.
also can make fake money since they're making fake other things.
I think that's a little bit more of a sophisticated operation. You've got to
Mhm.
have the right paper and all of the right ink, all that kind of thing. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if they're an enterprising, individual or group of people. It's been a while since I've heard about anybody making counterfeit money, though. I think most retailers are pretty good with their little chemical pen.
Yeah.
Anything over, some places even mark a $20 bill. Anything over $20, they get their little marker thing out.
Yeah, I'm sure if they have a history of a lot of fake money, they're going to catch mark everything. So
I think probably ones and fives, maybe tens are about the only safe currency.
here's
Anything over
105.
if you go into, I don't know, any store and you're paying, with $600, $1 or $5 bills, that's going to be kind of suspicious.
Let me get this banner changed.
Do we have anybody in our stream right now?
There's one viewer, it says.
I'm sorry?
It says there is one viewer.
Ah.
I don't know who it is.
So while we're talking about that, so guys, obviously we're a new channel and we're trying to get our subscriber numbers up. Our goal for January is to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could kindly share our content with people that you know, ask them to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave comments, we would certainly appreciate it. We're, comments, good, bad, or indifferent. We want to get your feedback, your opinions on our topics. If you like our channel, if you don't like our channel, whatever is on your mind, we'd love to hear from you. It helps us grow, which is our goal.
Cool. That other article was just saying that 18 people got arrested at a flea market. So we already know about that.
Yep.
Here's the latest immigration crackdown, maybe fake social security numbers.
So let's talk about we're going to do a more in-depth discussion on the topic of, the border problem. But what do you think, John, that other, people that go through the process the right way, how do they feel about, people just literally walking across and getting amnesty?
Well, it's not fair. I mean, I would feel cheated. You shouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, in talking with different people, I don't know anybody that doesn't have, empathy for the humanitarian reasons why people come over. I think most people are sympathetic to the plight of these people and want, I think most people are supportive of an immigration process. It's when you don't go through the process, I think, is what concerns a lot of people, because there really isn't any control, or there's a lack of control. We don't have there's no transparency into who's coming over. And as we discovered, in our earlier live stream, that people, that not necessarily should be coming over even through a legal process, who have been convicted of drug trafficking or whatever, are those really the folks that we want as part of our community?
Yeah. Well, definitely not. And, if people are getting all these fake documents, what's stopping them from actually doing things the right way?
Well, and to that point, there's one of the articles that I sent over to you talks about undocumented immigrants who have a criminal background and are getting these counterfeit documentation so that they can assume somebody else's identity or a new identity and be able to work. So, for instance, the young lady that we interviewed on our earlier live stream, her father was deported for drug trafficking, came back over, and then had to buy a whole new identity so that he could work.
Yeah.
Because he definitely couldn't come back over under his his name, his real name, right?
Right. The other one had criminal stuff associated with it. So yeah.
So that's a way of, basically wiping out your rap sheet, even for people that are not undocumented, people who are citizens that just have a criminal background.
Mm-hmm.
Not to give anybody ideas.
Well, just the anxiety of having or knowing that, oh, I could be caught. Like, it's not worth dealing with.
Definitely.
Or if you went ahead and did this, then go try to do things the right way.
I mean, look at that paper you have up on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm. Social Security.
I mean, it's
California something. Driver's license.
That's stolen contraband right there. That's coming from the printers that make the paper.
Yeah. And this article talks about the sellers. They're not even concerned about getting caught.
It's crazy.
Just sold for as little as $150.
I mean, it's so inexpensive.
Yeah.
It costs less to get counterfeit documents than it does to go to the grocery store for a week's worth of groceries. Think about that.
Or to get actual documents, because
how much do you pay for groceries for you and Edgar in a week?
A week could be 100 to 200.
Right. So for $150, you can buy a new identity.
Yeah, I like to think that these people aren't living. They're still not living the greatest life, but still.
Your rose-colored glasses.
I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, they're not living a great life, but they're still able to do things with the fake identity.
Yeah. What else is on your mind today?
I don't know. I was thinking about Friday the 13th today. I was like, oh, nothing really weird happened. So it's just a superstition.
We don't have a full moon tonight, so that combination is, Friday the 13th on a full moon is weird things happen.
Yeah. We had a full moon 3 days in a row. Edgar said people get those at the flea markets. Yep. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Boy, Edgar, you look snazzy in your profile picture there.
He's wearing a suit.
Looks like a tuxedo with a hat.
Or maybe I think it was a tuxedo.
You look so fancy. Very nice. You should be a model. Seriously, that's a really dapper looking picture. Where was that? Do you know?
That was our when we got married at the courthouse.
That's really nice. I love that picture. Did you dress similar? What did you wear?
Yeah, I had a suit also.
Really cool. I love that.
He wanted to wear a top hat.
I love it. It's very, very sophisticated. What else is going on?
Not much.
Well, should we wrap up? And next week talk about, we've got a couple more topics coming up. We'll put out a reminder to everybody. Our normal live streams are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central. We're always here, so hit us up on these 2 days. Occasionally we'll have a short conversation sometime in between if there's some breaking news that we want to talk to you about. But these are our typical days. So if you save them in your calendar and go to our channel.
Wait, hit the bell on YouTube. It'll send you a message or a notification or message or something, or an email.
Yeah, it'll send you a notification that we're going to have our live stream. So.
Okay, cool. Well, you have a good night.
You too, John. Take care. Bye. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone.